everybody, and thank you for joining me today. So still working on the window here. Yeah, we're going to be on that for the next while, I think. Yeah, so I'm not in my normal stitching spot. I am currently set up in a spare room with a smaller chair, so we'll see how well this works. Yeah, when I get my living room back, I will have my stitching spot again, but for the moment, I gotta make do with what I've got. So this is kind of an experiment. I'm hoping there's enough light in here. I did set up my lamp and such, but it's less natural light than I'm used to, so I'm hoping this turns out okay. Otherwise, there'll be some more time off from making videos until the house is done, which I'm hoping I don't have to do. Yeah, like I said, I was kind of going through stitching withdrawals there, not being able to. I did some work on my Ocarina of Time, but of course that's just the background, so yeah, that gets kind of old fast. That's why I just have it set up to do sort of a thread or two per day and slowly make progress on it. But yeah, I would much rather be stitching something that is a bit more interesting, more colors and all that. So yeah, so instead of using my stack of pillows next to me for my elbow, it is the arm of my chair with a pillow on top of it, so it's a little higher, but yeah, it's not as maneuverable around as my stack of pillows, where I can move it to exactly sort of the distance I want it from me. So, like I always say, I'm trying to adjust pulling everything to me and not bending myself around to my work, because that's when I get back pain and such. So but yeah, like I said, I can't pull the arm of my chair any closer, so it's temporary until I get my space back. Yeah, you don't realize how much the stuff in your room absorbs the sound until it's not there anymore, and then holy cow, does that place echo. Yeah, the living room's not entirely empty. We have the couch and the love seat are sort of shoved together in the middle of the room. We'll cover them, with plastic when we go to paint, so we don't get paint on them, because we don't really have anywhere in the house else that we can move them to. But like the curtains are down, the pictures are down, everything else is gone. So yeah, with a hardwood floor, it echoes a ton. We had that too with our bedrooms when they didn't have the carpet down yet and all the furniture was out of there yet. It made them sound like they were much bigger than they actually were. And then yeah, I'm discovering that new carpet sure sheds a lot of fuzzies. Yeah, when I vacuum, I have to empty my vacuum like 3 times instead of just once. Yeah, it's all full of carpet fluff, but I suppose that'll settle down a bit once it's been in place for a while. Okay. Yeah, it's really narrow down here where I'm sitting, so I only have room for one sort of table beside me, so my envelopes are on my left side. They're usually on my right. I usually have my tablet set up to the left of me, and then my envelopes are set up to the right, but I only have room for one table, so yeah, just kind of having to make do with the space I've got right now. So I keep reaching to the wrong side. Yeah, it's a long ingrained habit. I've had that set up for, oh geez, years now. Yeah, I switched to envelopes. I'm trying to think when I think when I was working through my first project on, no, actually, even before that, I think, yeah, my Oriental triptych, I think, is when yes, because I changed to parking then, and I changed my color organization system, my thread organization system then as well. So yeah, it's been quite a few years now I've had that. This one is going to run out soon, but we'll see what we can get out of it. Oh dear. That's the second one. Split the fabric in the wrong place. Yeah, and my little jar of thread ends is on the wrong side of me too. So yeah, it's taking some getting used to. But yeah, other than that, not much else new. Gonna have to do some back to school shopping for the kiddos soon, although shouldn't need as much because yeah, when we were cleaning out, I found like entire brand new packages of paper, graph paper and lined paper. So I'm like, well, I guess you're set for that. Oh, which was funny because yeah, last year when I went to buy some, I said I thought we had, you know, some spare packets, and we couldn't find them. But yeah, I was right, we did. So we found them now. So yeah, there's a diamond shape here that I'm kind of filling in, and sort of the top of another one making sort of a triangle shape there. And I think that's what I'm going to be focusing on today, is those two sort of shapes. Just sort of slowly grow them out from that established edge there. So yeah, if it sounds a little more different echoes or whatever in here, that's why, because I am in a different space. Be here for a bit until we get stuff finished. Make sure that I'm in the right place. Some grid lines helping me. It's a little less smoky today, thankfully. And we are not in a heat wave. It is like perfect temperature for me right now. Yeah, it's right where I don't have to run the air conditioner or the heat. Yeah, that's always my favorite. Means I can cook whatever I want because yeah, I try to avoid using the oven when it's super hot. Don't have to worry about that right now, which is nice. I might even make some cookies today. So I haven't for a while. Okay. So I think I'm going to do here is I'm going to finish filling in this little bit of a sort of triangle here, and then I'm going to go back and fill in the rest of that diamond there. Then I'll decide where to go from there. I may go right back up to the top to do another diamond shape, or I might not. I just haven't decided yet. Okay. Perfect. Got some little pieces here. That'll be just right for a single stitch. This chair I'm sitting in, it kind of sags in the bottom a bit more than my normal spot on the couch, so still kind of get used to how it feels to sit on it. It's my husband's seat usually. He's heavier than me, so he wears it out faster. But it's not too bad. It's not like collapsed or anything, yeah. I'm actually surprised. This whole couch set we got on sale, oh sheesh, over 20 years ago, and it's actually still in pretty good shape considering. I think it was the display model or it was discontinued or something, but it was like super cheap, so yeah. We were just starting out and we definitely did not have the money to buy anything expensive, so we took it. Yeah, it was kind of nice too. We got some coffee and end table set, and again it was a display model and it was like wobbly, and so they gave it to us for really cheap, and then it took my husband like 2 minutes to fix it so that the one table didn't wobble anymore, so it was like sweet. It was definitely a good deal. Yeah. But yeah, I will never buy microfiber couches again because yeah, they are not fun to keep clean, and when they kind of wear off, it gets all shiny and not very nice looking. I have covers for mine, but yeah. Although you never know. We have a couch in our rec room it's a black kind of velvety microfiber, and it's great. We had that one even longer. And yeah, it hasn't worn down like at all or collapsed or anything. I have no idea what brand it was because I would love to buy another. It's a great couch. It's put up to a lot of use. Well, that's the one I said is staying with our house because we could barely get it through the doorway. And yeah. So if we ever sell the house, the couch is coming with it. And if they don't want it, they can deal with removing it. Not us. Yeah, the problem is the back part. It doesn't detach, the back cushions. They can flip back, but they don't actually detach from the couch. And so, yeah, they're very thick and stuffed. And so, yeah, if the doorway isn't very big, it is very tough to get them in. I remember one time we had to wrap them with plastic shrink wrap really tight to get it to go through a doorway. And even then, they had to take the door off the hinges, and it was still a bit of a close thing there. So, yeah. Okay. Park this below. Pardon me. So this is my cutoff line here. Yeah, for this pass. Line 260. So my next pass will be stopping at line 320 because they're now 60 rows. The first couple were 70 and now it's been 60 ever since. So let's take a look. One time I actually wouldn't have minded if it ran out right at the edge here. It won't, so we'll park it and potentially juggle 2 threads later on. Just gonna take a look at what else is around here. this piece is not very, yeah, I think it will be just enough to do this that I've highlighted, and that will be it. Yeah, that is all. So, there we go. So I think I may just stop moving downwards from here for now, and I'll, like I said, fill in that diamond shape there next. Okay, so yeah, here we go. I've not done much in the top of the window for a while, although that will eventually get filled in. Yeah, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 more columns here to do. So we'll see. Like I said, because other stuff going on this month, I don't think I'm going to finish this pass. If I didn't, and I was able to work on it my normal amount of stitching time, I probably would get it done. But yeah, that is unlikely, I would say. That did not want to disappear quite right. Okay, let's try that again. I think I was off slightly. Yeah, that's better. I mean, in the end, it probably wouldn't have mattered. I'm going to stitch over it with a darker color, but I'm just a bit of a perfectionist. Okay. Yeah, I may actually go and do a walk today, since it's not smoky, and we have not had very many of those days lately, unfortunately. Yeah, like I said, not as bad as last summer, but still not great. Yeah, sorry, my clock is being kind of loud there. Don't know if you can hear it. I'm never sure what my camera is going to pick up, because I had one time I was making a video. It was raining outside, and I didn't think it would catch the sound of the rain, but then it turned out it did. And then sometimes, yeah, I think it's going to catch a lot of background noise, and then when I'm editing, I discover, nope, it didn't show up, so go figure. Okay, so this should go a little quicker because we don't have as many colors right here. This bit. So yeah, this diamond is kind of a wonky shape, but we'll follow it for now. And then I'll see whether I want to go work the next motif above it or beside it or below it. Like I say, I often decide as I get there. So yeah, I think the actual flowers are going to be coming in soon too, which will kind of interrupt these diamond shapes, but at least it'll give me something interesting to work on. But I do have more up top that still need to be filled in. There we go. Oh, something feels wrong. Oh, yeah, there is a knot there. I kind of thought something didn't feel right. Let's see if we can untangle it. We've got to pull it out, start again. Yeah, there we go. Oh, come on, let go. I'm not going to cooperate. Come on. Come on. Ah, good. Excellent. Yeah, there we go. That's better. Yeah, since I stitch two-handed, I like to sort of every few stitches sort of run my finger along the back and make sure it just feels flat, that there isn't any lumps and bumps that shouldn't be there. Okay, I actually extend this a little bit further. So I can do a bunch of those other sort of wavy line ones at the same time without closing anything in. So yeah, sometimes the shapes I make end up being really strange. Yeah, sort of, if I didn't fill in these ones here at the bottom, I would probably have to attach another thread of the same color, and I don't really feel like doing that, so we'll see. I might not. Like I say, I can only plan ahead so much before I can't hold anything else in my brain. Yeah, it was funny. I was saying in a group sometimes when I'm talking myself through where the next place to park my thread is or whatever, I'll say, you know, chess move knight to this one. And I said, the funny thing is I don't even really play chess. I do know how that pieces move, but yeah, my dad loves chess. He tried to teach me, but I can't hold that many possibilities, think that far ahead in my brain. It just doesn't want to hold it, and so I'm not good. I don't see things coming sometimes obvious traps. I don't see them coming, so yeah, it is not my game. Now give me a cribbage board. That's a game I'm good at. Yeah. We learned that from my grandparents. We played it a lot. Yeah. The highest hand is a 29, which my aunt got once as a teenager. She's like the only person in our family who did, because it's statistically very difficult to get. Yeah. Yeah, because you have to get, I think it's 3 5s in your hand and a jack, and a 5 has to come up in the cut, and the 5 that comes up has to be the same suit as the jack. So yeah, it's very, very unlikely to get. I've had a few 24 hands. Those are more common. But yeah, 29 hands. There's only one way to get it, and it's pretty rare. Okay. It's kind of an interesting game, because if you are with someone who is of an even skill level as you are, then it really ends up just being almost a 50-50 split. Yeah. The other half is luck. Half of it is skill, but the other half is luck. So my sister and I were very evenly matched, and we played one summer, almost the whole summer. And yeah, by the end, I think my sister was ahead by like 1 game. But yeah, you'd sometimes have one person was ahead by 4 or 5 games, but then it would change again. And yeah, so like I said, ended up being so close to a 50-50 split because we were the same skill level. So my husband didn't like playing with me because it's not his game, so I always kick his butt. He's not a board game person, though. Yeah. His mom insisted on board game nights, and he didn't really like them, so now it's just a big bleh, no thanks for him. Yeah. Now, video games, he'll be happy to play those, but not board games. Yeah. And we have a bunch in a cupboard. Mostly they were gifts, and like we've played a couple of them maybe once or twice, and that's about it. Yeah. My thumb is too thick there, and I keep accidentally highlighting the wrong thing. I used to use a stylus, but I kind of discovered that it was just an extra step picking it up and putting it down, so I quit. Now I just use my fingers. I was kind of trying to avoid fingerprints on the screen, but I mean, honestly, I decided it wasn't that big of a problem anymore, so yeah, I keep a glasses cleaning cloth next to me, and I just use that to clean it off at the end of the day. Right after I back up my work. Yes, if you use an app or something like this, I highly recommend you back up your work regularly. I used to do it every week, but now I just do it every day at the end when I'm done for the day. I haven't had to use a backup yet, but it's, yeah, very useful for when, if anything goes wrong. Because, yeah, I've had people say, oh, I never backed it up and now it's gone. You know, my tablet got broken and we couldn't even access the files. And yeah, that's not fun. So it only takes a few seconds. Definitely worth it. And then, yeah, sort of once a month or so, I save mine to my Google Drive. So I just, I go in there and I'll sort of delete all but sort of the last 2 backups every now and then. If you just do the backup progress rather than the PDF, then it doesn't take up much space either. Never come close to running out of space, so. Yeah, the only hint is if once it's saved, Google Drive will add a .pdf extension to the progress file. And so if you're trying to import it and it won't allow you, don't panic. All you have to do is go into your Google Drive, edit the file name so that you remove the .pdf at the end, and then it will work. But I don't bother doing that unless I'm going to actually need to use it, which so far I haven't had to do, but just in case, yeah. So I've had people say, oh no, I backed it up and now it's not even usable. You know, now what do I do? And that's what. Yeah, so because this is only a couple of colors, it goes pretty quickly. Then I'm going to decide from there which direction I wish to go, which motif I'm going to do next. A whole bunch here along that edge there. So hopefully you all don't get bored of session after session of these diamonds, but they got to be done, right? We are going to get into some flowers at some point. Then it will be time to start the next pass. There'll be a little bit more of the ocean, a bit more of the water, and then even put that in the right spot. There we go. Wonder it didn't pull it back to the other side. Oh, look at that, I even missed one. Huh. Silly me. It's okay, I'll do it as I come back. I missed the bottom leg of this one, right here. No problem, now it's fixed. Kind of blue colors wanting to show up here. So instead of coming up in that spot, I'm going to go down. See if that pulls it back. Yeah, which it did. Okay, so how long will this piece last? Probably not very. Yeah, I'm thinking it's going to run out at the end of this run. Ouch. Poked myself there. Yeah, these needles that I use, I find they're a little bit sharper than a standard tapestry needle. They're not as sharp as a sewing needle, but yeah. I mean, I have to be careful not to poke myself with them because they do hurt. I remember once I was at the park. My son was pretty little, and I was sitting on the bench knitting while he was playing. Some kids came up to watch me, and they were just fascinated. And one boy says, "I have pokey things too." I think actually I might do those as well. So I say not really working diagonally, but kind of a mini diagonal here. The colors just kind of slope that way, so just kind of naturally forms. So I'm finishing this bit, and I might just, I think, yeah, sort of carry on and fill in a bit here, even though it's kind of not very well-defined shape at that point, but I might just do that. And then later I will come up and do sort of the next diamond, but I probably won't have time for that today. Okay, so yeah, halfway will be 153 and change. So 153,000 and a bit. So we won't be reaching that this month, that's for sure. I'll say by the end of the year should be no problem. I think that's going to be it for this thread here, yeah. Oh, I hate when that happens. The eye doesn't want to, it got wrapped around the eye of the needle and it won't slide anymore. So yeah, I could have got a bit more if it would move, but yeah, I kind of find once I manage to unhook it, it'll leave a fuzzy spot there because it kind of pierced some of the fibers and it's not worth saving it at that point. Let's make sure I don't cut that. I do have a knot here. There. Oh, what is going on here? Oh, that's really annoying. I can pull it the one way, but I can't tighten it back up the other way. Yeah, I'm not sure how that happened. Oh, what a mess. Okay, I'm going to have to fix that. It must have gotten snagged and I didn't notice. And I stitched through it with another thread and now it won't move. I hate when that happens. Okay. Yeah, it's this thread right here, this orange. For some reason, it's being... What a mess. What happened? Okay. Yeah, there's an extra loop now. Okay, I think I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to repark this here. And then this thread, I'm going to draw it along the back as if it was a... Oh, no, what's going on? I might have to rip something out here because this is just not cooperating. I think that extra loop might actually be of a different color. Okay, in a sec. No, because it's very uneven, so it must be of this color. Yeah, what a mess. Well, I must have sewn through it with its own thread somehow. My gosh, I tell you. I'm not sure what I did here at all. No matter what you do, you don't want to let go. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to thread this extra loop in through here, and I'm going to draw it along the back as if it was the end of the thread, and then keep stitching, because undoing this is just impossible. I have to rip back a lot, I think. I really don't feel like doing that, so let's see what we got here to work with yet. Yeah, so I seem to be able to do that. It didn't distort my stitches on the front, so that seems to be a fix. It's not perfect back on the back, but I really don't mind because I am not concerned with how the back looks. At least there isn't a big lump left, so I'll as long as everything is secure, which it is, because yeah, obviously I was unable to undo it. So since it's all secure, nothing is warped on the front, the back doesn't have a big knot on it. So I am just gonna call that a fix. Yeah, I've seen some people's work where their back is like a mirror image of the front of the work, which is just jaw-droppingly amazing, but I do not have that dedication. Yeah, a lot of people say you never see the backs, but I find the backs of people's work is actually kind of fascinating sometimes. Yeah, kind of, sometimes it looks like a mirror image. A lot of times it looks almost like an abstract sort of piece of art, which is neat to look at too. Yeah, everything looks good here as far as I'm concerned, so I'm going to carry on. Try not to stitch through that thread again after all that. Yeah, like I said, smooth on the back, looks good on the front. I'm not going to sweat it. Okay, so yeah, like I said, I think I'm going to continue filling in this bit here before I move back upwards. So I could part this thread to this side, but I think I'm going to actually just carry it downwards because I kind of have to fill in that little bit there first. So I don't have to do this, but I am. I'm not really closing anything in that much, so I'm going to do these as well. So those, and then park it below. Yeah, this is one of my first time stitching in this new spot, in this new chair, so I'm not too sore, so I suppose that's a good sign I set things up well. Darn. Okay. Let's take a look here. So that color kind of skips around a bit, doesn't it? Okay, take a look at this thread here and see how long it is. Ah, longer than I thought. Okay, so I'm gonna jump back up here for a bit. Yeah, I prefer not to add more threads if I don't have to, so sometimes that results in a bit of adjusting. Although this is part of the lattice around this diamond here, so it's kind of part of the same motif. Which is why I left them threaded, because I figured I'd be using them again soon, relatively speaking. guess we'll do that one here as well. But I'm not going to do this one because I don't want to close in. Okay, so this one's kind of sneaking up and down a little bit. Oh, cover that in too because I forgot I did do it. Just missed it. So I'm going to have these two purple strands kind of meet in the middle. these longer eyes on the needle, they make it easier to thread. Unfortunately, also find it makes it easier for the thread to accidentally get pulled out when you don't want it to. There. Then I'm going to fill in this one. There. Then I can use this one here. I didn't have to close anything in. Oh, whoops, colored it in. I actually hadn't done it yet. I mixed myself up. I did the steps out of order. I colored that in before I had actually put the last thread and in my jar. This is why I have to do things in a specific order or I mix them up. Or I forget what I'm doing. That's okay. Okay, so then that in. Then I think I'm going to quit for today. Time to get up and stretch pretty soon. So, but I'll have pretty much finished that diamond shape at that point. Yeah, because my legs are starting to say that I need to get up and stretch them. Okay, so yeah, I think that's where I'm going to take a break for today. So thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope to see you here next time. Thanks, everyone. Bye.